gonna do it.
We're fucking doing this, man.
Friends, semi-friends, quasi-friends.
Well, low quasi-friend is just guy.
Dude, I love that term.
Whoa, buddy. Enough's enough.
I want to see the transaction. Friends, semi-friends, quasi-friends.
Well, low quasi-friend is just guy. Welcome back to the Semi-Friendly Podcast. I'm your host, Austin, joined by my beautiful co-host, Codes. How you doing? You looking kind of blue.
I'm good.
Come on, man. You get it?
Yeah.
You're wearing a lot of... Come on.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I get it.
dude, we look so Hollywood right now. Anyway, how's your... Dude, I'm feeling great today. How about you? Nothing.
No.
I'm trying to get one episode. I'm going to get you coming in hot, super excited.
Well, one of these episodes, I'm going to come in and just take over.
What does that mean?
I'm just going to fucking start the intro. I'm going to run the whole thing.
Please do.
But I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to do it.
What are you going to do, knock me out? And I'm going to be sitting here like this, and you're just going to be like, all right, welcome back, guys.
I'm just going to shove you out of the way and just start verbally shove you out of the way.
I wish you would. I wish you would. I wish a motherfucker would. I wish you'd come at me like that. I need to show off my kung fu on the YouTube and Spotify now. Shit. Well, hey, I got a lot to talk about. How about you?
That's good, because I mean...
You got nothing, dude.
I got stuff, but, you know, it's always just ramblings.
We need to start posting screenshots of your notes, because...
Let me start with one,
Yeah,
just so I can get it out of the way, because I don't have much. This was last week. I was walking home, or I was walking to my car from work, you know, and it's like a damn Six Flags parking lot. You know what I mean? It's a long
It's a busy,
walk.
big ass parking lot. Yes, sir.
So I was walking back there. It's probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever done.
You've done?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. And this is the same parking lot with homeless dudes, doo-doo, all that, right?
Yeah. It's so disgusting. So I'm walking and I'm listening to Spotify, and you know it's developed some playlists for me that I kind of just trust Spotify. I'm like, what do you got, Spotify?
Yeah.
So I'm just walking, and I'm looking around, you know, and then I start walking and I hear gonna again, gonna
Staying alive, dude.
And I, without even thinking about it, subconsciously just started fucking walking.
Just with purpose. That's that pussy getting walk.
And then like a fucking idiot, I'm walking, and then as the beat's changing, I'm going, God, changing camera angles as I'm walking.
Like pointing at it like, hey, you know, going to Donna's. It's happening.
It's so stupid. And when I got done, I was like, why did I just do... And I was like doing the shoulder thing. I was like...
Was anybody there? Nobody saw you.
I wish somebody would have saw me.
I hope there's a TikTok of a girl in her car, like on her lunch, and she goes, this motherfucker right here. And it's just you getting down with your mask below your chin.
Because that parking lot holds probably 2,000 cars.
You think that many?
So many cars. So
it's big.
There had to have been people, you know what I mean? And I'm just fucking getting it. Just get it, girl.
Have you told your wife this story?
No. I was so just disappointed with myself. I was like,
Why? You were fucking getting it done.
I'm like, you let it get to you like that, player? Like hitting the camera angles and everything.
Do you know what that shows me?
What?
You were happy in that moment. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I love that whenever you fucking just, you're feeling something and you just break out and you do your thing and then you go, fuck, did anybody see that? Yeah. Pull your pants out like, oh, God damn it.
For that short 20-second strut, I was oblivious to my surroundings. You know what I mean?
Pure magic.
Yeah.
I love that shit. I can't think of a specific instance, but I know exactly that feeling. And it's the best. And you know what? If somebody did see you, you'd probably just fucking go, gotcha. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to play into it. Yeah. What if they have a nickname for you at your job that you don't know about? Like Funky Walk or fucking
Struts McGee.
Yeah, dude. Like, what if there's like multiple, like the security guards all have black and white footage of you just like, you think it's the first Wednesday of the month. He's usually getting it. We don't know what happens.
It's payday. He's gonna be strutting.
Yeah, it's paid. And it shows you like,
just shows me looking at my bank account.
Yeah, you're getting out of your car to go to work, and you have like your lunchbox and your jacket over your shoulder, and you do a fucking 360 to shut the door. You know what I mean? You fucking kick the leg out to kick the door closed. You know, you throw a glitter for some reason. Everyone's like, okay, I don't know if this dude's gay or like, or just feeling it today.
I don't know why I did that. Look, what does my note say? My note says.
Yeah, let's see what the note says. Getting it in the parking lot.
I said, walking to staying alive, changing pretend camera angles with smoldering eyes.
Did you write that immediately after you did it? Were you like, oh, I got to get that shit?
I did it in the car.
I love how you described your eyes as smoldering. Like, that's how much you were feeling yourself, is you also hyped yourself up in the notes, dude. You fucking...
You gotta use adjectives, man.
Conceited fucker, dude.
But it got me thinking. I do it a lot sometimes. I think when I'm listening to Rick Ross, it's not the same type of thing, but it's just walking straight with so
purpose,
much authority,
dude. Just
dude.
Fucking. So you would want to start a fight to Rick Ross, like no consequences.
If I'm walking on that Rick Ross, ain't nobody gonna want none.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. No, I don't want to start a fight because there's no need to, because they're already gonna know.
Okay, so if we're somewhere public in the next few years, if we ever get back to that kind of scenario,
if you start bumping Rick Ross on your cell phone with the speaker on, you're gonna see some people step back.
No, I'm just saying.
You're gonna see people making room for a wide berth.
No, I'm just saying that it seems like every time me and you are together in a public place, we almost get into some kind of instance, like almost every time.
Really?
Think about it. If our wives aren't with us, homeless dude in Austin, Sturgill, we almost get in fights a lot. We don't because we're sensible men. But next time we almost get into one of those altercations, I'm going to pull out that Spotify and hit go, and it's going to be Rick Ross. And I'm just going to hold it up and go, the people want to see it, man.
Get it.
And you're just going to fucking street fight them, dude.
Okay.
Body slam, I should say. That's all he does, folks. He doesn't throw punches, no nothing.
I don't have the reach.
You just got the scoop.
I got the T-Rex situation, but I can strength. I lift with the back, dude. It's all in the back.
you might fuck yourself up for life, but I'm gonna fucking body slam the shit out of you.
I'm not gonna be able to do it for long, but I'll probably only got a good 10 years of backlifting left in me, and then it's all downhill.
What are you gonna do the day your son body slams you?
I don't think he can, dude. I think he's gonna be a lot taller than me, and I got the lower center.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to pick you up. You think I bet he's gonna take after your wife and be like all skinny and tall.
We were play fighting last night, and I was doing like ninja shit with him, and I wasn't hitting him, but I was just like blocking his shit. And actually, I was hitting him.
You're like, actually, I got a few in.
I was blocking his shit, and I'd fucking give him the tap on the head, which just pisses them off.
Oh, that's the worst.
More, you know?
Yeah,
they would much rather you hit them than do that.
They use that little taunt.
I'd be like, tap.
Just redder face.
And he went to kick me, and he kicked me real hard in the shin, but on the top of his foot.
Hurt his foot.
He went down crying, and I was laughing my ass off. I was like, what's wrong?
Step up to the plate and you get hit by the ball.
I was like, what's up with them weak feet? I was like, these shins don't play, brother.
I could see him just crying like it's not fair cry.
He got mad because he was at first was just kind of like play kicking and slapping and stuff. But after he fucked his foot up, dude, he came in kicking for the balls.
He kept going?
He came in punching and then spinning back fisting and shit like that.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Did you just body slam him down the stairs?
No, I had to be like, because he's starting to cry as he's doing it. You know,
so you know
see the tears, like he's ready to throw down.
His pride's fucked up. Yep.
And so like I had to like, I got a little bit worried because I'm like, I can't hit this motherfucker. So I gotta like, you know,
put your hand on his fucking head, dude.
I think. Oh, and then the dog started getting agitated because it's like, she's like, I don't know exactly what's going on here, but this looks a little aggressive. So she started getting involved, and I think I diffused the situation with a joke or something, and it kind of dissipated. But he was ready. He was ready to. I know he's mad when he starts going for the balls.
Oh, really? That's his telltale sign. Well, the tears as the fighting happens is also a big one. I know a few people who still do that.
Yeah. Hey, man, there's a couple of us that do that, man.
You don't do that.
Oh, I do that sometimes.
Do you? I'm talking about wee.
I do that, not even in physical altercations, but like a verbal altercation.
Do you? You get teared up?
I start
heated?
Like, yeah, I'm so fucking pissed. Like, I almost like cry, yell.
It's just emotion, just explosion.
Just can't handle it.
You know wee, dude. If he's had a few and it's time to start rubbing his face on your face and you don't want none of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it turns into a fight. It's tear city. Like the angriest, saddest thing you've ever seen in your life. Because it's terrifying. Because you're like, he's going to fucking kill all of us. He's so big.
He might be the strongest pussy I've ever met. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, dude.
Just one big ball of emotion, but he'll kick your ass.
Everybody knows those guys. The macho men who are strong as fuck and aggressive and aren't afraid to fight, but so sensitive. Just big old twat.
Yeah.
Talking all this shit about, he's not going to be happy about this at all, dude. I love you, wee, but you know you cry when you get mad, and that's a big old bitch move, dude. You don't fucking do that.
Y'all gonna have to let me back on the podcast to fucking defend myself.
Situation. You know, we're gonna get that phone call. Do you think John McClane was in the fucking Nakatomi Plaza crying at Hans Gruber like, I'm gonna fucking get Holly De Niro, man? Fucking no. Fucking Commando. Arnold wasn't crying as he was cutting dudes' hands off. They ran out of money. They ran out of money on that movie. So there's a couple of scenes where a guy gets his arm cut off and water squirts out instead of the red corn syrup. Did you know that? Yeah, dude. This is the end when he fucking starts throwing saw blades in the shed and shit. Like that whole last 5 minutes in the movie, no, like there's water, no red.
Really?
Yeah, they blew too much money on explosions.
But you never noticed that you saw that or read about that on Reddit.
I noticed that and pointed out to RD in like 2000.
Really?
We were watching it one night and he cuts this dude's arm off and just white, like clear water sprays out. And I was like, that's funny. And then we started rewinding it and looking and like, dude gets his scalp like cut off and it's red where his like brain is, but white, like clear water sprays back.
Did you Google it?
No. Oh, later on, yeah, to find out that it was a budget issue.
Really?
Because they blew too much.
You couldn't just put cherry Kool-Aid in it and at least fucking get
they were
that.
filming like on location in Colombia, blowing up everything. They probably had to get out of there before the Colombian government came in and seized everybody and just made them slaves, you know. That movie's awesome, by the way. If you haven't watched Commando in a long time, tons of mistakes. Tons of mistakes. There's one part where they're in the Porsche 911 and they fucking get assaulted by other cars and they're like ramming into each other. And he like turns the car, flips the other car flips. They shoot up his Porsche and it's all fucked. Like whole passenger side's ruined, bullet holes in it everywhere. And then they go to leave this scene of the crime and the Porsche is perfect. When they're driving off it, and they're like,
we couldn't fuck up that Porsche, man.
Dude, it's not even a 5-second turnaround. It's like 30-second, like into the sunset, drive off, perfect Porsche. You're just like, what the fuck? Who? Anyway, I'm not going to get into Hollywood. I want to get into what I want to talk about. First thing I want to talk about. You ready?
Yeah.
Do you remember the early internet? The earliest early internet.
Like ICQ type shit?
What was your first experience with the internet? Do you remember it? Because I remember mine.
First experience.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's kind of a big deal.
I guess it would be ICQ.
Was that was you didn't look up web pages for anything before that?
No, not really.
Your first experience was chatting with strangers on ICQ?
Yeah. Because there wasn't a whole lot of things to search in the very beginning.
It was like 12 pages.
It was just more of a mass communication thing as opposed to an information thing.
Dude. So I remember my Uncle Jay, he happened to work like in an industry that was working on the internet. I'm sorry.
As far as infrastructure?
For a business that was working on infrastructure for the internet. So he had it at home in like 91.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. Had a 14.4 modem.
Get it.
Took like 30 minutes to fucking pull up a web page. Remember how the internet used to just pull up a mosaic of a picture and then it would do another pass and it'd be a little clearer and then it would do another pass and another pass and it took like 20 minutes for the picture? Did you ever see that?
I usually just got horizontal lines.
Okay.
As it would come in.
Oh yeah. So in the very beginning, I remember I don't remember what the name of it was, but it was like an early version of Netscape Navigator. How it would load images was literally just it was like brown, and then it would do a pass, and it would be like mosaic with brown and red, and then it would keep going. Right? Yeah, it was fucking awesome. I remember going to the Doom website, and it was hosted by like BuffaloNet. So it was like Doom at buffalonet.com or buffalo.net, and you had to type in all this shit after and before it. It wasn't just as easy as HTTP, www. You had to type all this crazy shit, and then you would sit there for 45 minutes before you could see a screenshot of a game you already owned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my first experience with the internet was I was at Uncle Jay's. They were having an adult party, and the kids happened to be there, and they just set us in front of the TV, and they're like, fucking do whatever, right? And how his house was set up back then, it was their older house in Shady Shores, and it was a living room and kitchen, and then the 2 bedrooms were all by themselves off to the side. So the kitchen, kitchen, living room, and then bedrooms over here. You walked in where the kitchen was. The computer desk was in between the kitchen and the living room. So if you were in the kitchen getting something to eat or in the living room watching TV, all you had to do was turn your head a little bit and you could see the computer. So we were in the living room watching some cartoons or whatever, and we hear all the adults like, oh, no way, man. Hell yeah. That's fucking crazy. Man, the internet's awesome, you know? And I turn around and my dad's just sitting there with a beer like, man, pull up another one, right? And it's this chick. It's a picture. And back then, pictures weren't just like little thumbnails. It was like the whole fucking screen, right?
Yeah.
So it was a swing set, right? A swing set. And this chick with massive tits with her nipples like clamped to chains hanging from the swing set, like just by her tits. That was
She was hanging by her tits,
just by her tits on the swing set, off the swing set. Like She was like a foot off the ground, but yeah. And my dad was like, "Hell yeah, man, pull up another one." That was my first experience with the internet.
Wow.
She had big old dairy cannons, but they were like stretched super long.
Well, you got to be to support that body, suspended off the ground.
You seen those people like put hooks in their back and shit, which is not kink shaming or anything like that, but god damn, man. Not for me. Titties on a swing set, dude. That was my first experience. Just fucking hanging free. And everybody in the house was like, man, the internet's fucking sweet. Even though they waited there for like 20 minutes for that picture to fucking load up. Idiots. But that was my first experience. And then I told my mom about it. Like, hey, we went on the internet, you know, and she was like, well, you need to be careful. I was like, why? She was like, because they'll cyber sex you. Do you remember cyber sex?
Yeah.
Have you ever had cyber sex with somebody?
No.
I don't think I have. I might have.
I don't have a good enough imagination.
Yeah, I might have when I was like 11.
I jerk my dick. Now what do you do?
Yeah.
I'm playing with the outside ring of my butthole.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Hit the F5 key to refresh the channel. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
dude, cyber sexing. I could never trust it because that could totally be a dude on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea who's on the other line. So I remember
I would rather read a Goosebumps, like a pornographic Goosebumps, where you choose your own
adventure,
choose your own fuck adventure, than try to go back and forth with somebody talking about. You know what I mean?
That's a big hassle. especially when you're like 12 and you don't even know how the internet works. I thought the government saw every little thing that the internet was, so I was always afraid of doing the wrong thing on the internet, whatever that was. You
got over that real quick, didn't you?
What? Oh, yeah. But, you know, I just remember my mom trying to explain to me what cyber sex was, and it, like, poisoned me, because then I was afraid of the internet, because I thought dudes were going to come and cyber sex me, and I didn't know what that meant. I thought...
You didn't ask for clarification?
I thought it meant kidnapping. Like, dudes roll up in a van and then they bang me a bunch.
Or did you think they were going to pull like a lawnmower man and come through the modem and snatch you up and bring you back across?
No, I thought they would find out where I was from the internet, and then they would come and kidnap me, and that would be it. My family would never see me again. So...
Have you ever watched Lawnmower Man?
It's terrible.
Holy shit, dude. It's wild, though.
It's not very... politically correct nowadays. If you watch how they treat the slow guy, the slow man, it's so fucked up. Also, those graphics are dog shit.
But you know they were the shit when they came out, dude.
My dad was really into that movie. He was like, Pierce Brosnan, man, look at this. You know, he's simple on the outside, but once he takes over the internet, he controls everything, and he's a genius. No, man, no.
For some reason, that dude reminded me of Trey Parker.
I see it. You know what I mean? The fucking wispy blonde hair and kind of stank face the whole time.
Yeah.
But no, I was afraid of cyber sex. I think that term is hilarious. And now that we use Cyber Monday for sales, I just think of my mom going, "Don't cyber sex on the internet." You know, anytime we talk about that. But I wanted to talk about ICQ because I was pretty sure that was your earliest interactions with the internet. And does anybody remember ICQ? I hope people remember it, because when I talk to people about it, they're like, "Oh yeah, AOL, I am Instant Messenger." No, this is before that.
Yeah.
What's the sound?
It wasn't instant messaging.
What? It wasn't?
It's like sending an email. You don't remember that?
Yeah, I remember the but I thought it was instant message. Was it not? So it was a client. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was instant
messaging. It didn't pull up a chat like a chat.
You're right.
You'd be sending individual messages back and forth.
Now Exxon uses the ICQ soundboard for all their fucking register sounds. So anytime I go into Exxon, it's just wave of nostalgia for ICQ.
Yeah.
Did you ever play pranks or do anything wild on ICQ? I know of one, but
I mean, that was the whole reason of having ICQ, wasn't it?
So good, dude. Because you could just message random people, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember how it was set up.
I think in the beginning, the initial purpose was for cyber sex, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, because I would get multiple notifications every time I logged in, it would be like, "Hey, what you doing? Want a cyber?"
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Well, I remember I got this one message. It was from some girl, and it was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like 12. You know what I mean? I'm like,
watching cartoons.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm trying to scan in the back of this wrestling figure card to my Angel Fire website. But no, you know, she's like, "What are you doing right now?" And it's like, "Oh, nothing." So she's like, "Oh, I got this cucumber. What should I do with it?" And I'm like,
"Eat it."
I don't know. I'm not really into vegetables, but you can eat it if you're hungry.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's like, "I'm thinking about sticking it inside of me." He's like, "I wouldn't recommend that."
You might have to go see a doctor. So innocent and pure.
Yeah.
Did you see that that girl who's she's on trial right now, that she was like a karate teacher, 21 years old. Sent pictures of her naked ass to that 11-year-old boy.
It's a little young, isn't it?
So she sent him pictures and said, "I want to have sex with you right now."
Like that explicit?
And he goes, "LOL, IDC, I don't care." They had to read it out in court.
Oh, God.
How embarrassing. Like, you throw yourself out. Also,
11-year-old kid burn about sex. Dude.
Yeah, he's like, "LOL, I don't care." Wow. He's probably playing Fortnite, like, whatever.
Yeah.
He's going to regret that in like 3 years.
She good looking?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
He's going to regret that. But what is wrong with those women? And men, but, you know, people
if you
that
look that good.
She looked fucking money. 11-year-old boy is not gonna give you shit.
You could easily snatch up a 15-year-old.
Maybe a 16-year-old, no problem. You remember we had a couple of teachers at our school that were not even what I would classify as hot. They just happened to be women that weren't 400 pounds.
Oh, right.
Right? And they had like lines of boys wanting to do nothing but have sex with them.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Our friend with the Spanish teacher.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about Miss Dooley.
Dave Matthews Band fucking groupie.
Fucking smelling like patchouli, feet, and ass in her room when we come back from lunch.
Oh, dude, you remember? Her boyfriend would come up there and they'd go into the gym.
Come back all sweaty and shit.
Dude, they were banging the fucking gym and everybody knew it.
We were shooting the J, man.
Yeah, what do you want from us? We were just having a good lunch. Wink to each other. These kids are so young, they won't get that we totally fucked each other's brains out in the high school gym on the bleachers.
Well, this was like 6th grade.
Yeah, well, it was at the old high school. That was a middle school.
That's true. Yeah.
So it meant 8th grade. That's when Miss Dooley was around.
No. Was she 8th grade?
Yeah. We've known each other too long, folks. It's okay.
Yeah, maybe it was 7th or 8th grade.
She was cyber sexing the fuck out of her boyfriend in that fucking gym. And it was no secret. They'd come back all gross and sweaty, and then we would just listen to Dave Matthews the rest of the day and write about our dreams.
Yeah.
What does a 13-year-old have to say about dreams? LOL, I don't care. That fucking... Dude, how much of a burn is it to be...
Especially since you're putting yourself physically all out there.
Dude, there was like multiple pictures of her naked.
You know what I mean?
I want to be all
get
about
back
it.
like, I don't care.
I don't care. I'm playing Fortnite right now.
I don't care.
He's like, I'll come over. Do you have any high C's?
Yeah. Do you have any
elevated citrus? Do you have
any baby carrots?
Oh. No, dude, I think I would kill myself. Like if I was that girl and I went with that game plan and it fizzled out and I became national news. You can't really run anywhere, can you?
Yeah, there's no coming back from that.
Like
until you
go to jail, they hate people who fuck with kids on both sides. Women jail, men jail, doesn't matter.
Unless you do the long con where once you get out of jail, you wait till that kid's 18 and you fuck the shit out of him.
You go back for him.
You're like, got him.
Yeah. See, guys, it was real love. I promise. The whole time it was legit.
That's the only way out, dude.
Yeah, you got to lean way into it and pretend you have brain damage.
Yep.
And like, ugh.
He loves me for me, even though I'm a convicted felon. You know what I mean? It's always been about us.
It's always been about us. You know she's gonna blow him up, pen pal style from the prison. Whenever she anyway. Mm-hmm. Do you watch murder documentaries on Netflix or anything like that?
I don't really watch a whole lot of TV.
Okay, well, I don't watch a lot of these, but I catch wind of them. My wife watches the shit. You know, women are obsessed with like serial killers and murder documentaries. Like all women, most of them. Okay, I'm generalizing here, but like
for the sake of this,
particular bit, yes, we'll say that, right? So there's two. We watched one last night called "Murder Among the Mormons" on Netflix.
It's a good title. I like the way
it's fucking money.
Yeah,
you need to watch that.
It's good.
You will love it. There's a twist that is you could see it coming, kinda. But it's a really good twist, and this shit happened in the 80s. I'm not going to spell it all out for you. Just everybody needs to watch it if you're interested in any of this stuff. But it happened in the 80s, and I never heard about it. Did you know there was fucking car bombings and shit in Salt Lake City in the 80s against the Mormons?
I like the whole Mormon situation, though. It's very intriguing.
This makes it even more intriguing, dude.
When I went to Salt Lake for some training.
Yeah.
And I went and looked at all the different, because they have all kinds of museums. And
dude, the fucking hospital they take one of these people to survives one of the bombings. It's LDS Hospital. I was like, what? Everything. They have like judge building for the fucking Latter-day judges.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know. I mean, if somebody would give me some literature, maybe I could read up on it.
Maybe if some people showed up at my fucking door. They're all in Africa right now. It's fine.
Yeah.
But that documentary is awesome.
Imagine driving that fucking 18-speed bike on the terrain of Africa.
Just across the Sahara. Fucking.
God will get me there. Come on, Joseph. Give me the strength.
Moroni and the Joseph Smith. You guys got to get me. Mormons are fucking nice people, dude. I have nothing. The people that I've interacted with, they've all been awesome. So I have nothing bad to say. But the documentary is really cool, and it talks about some maybe like inner struggles in the Mormon community, and
that's cool.
It's fucking awesome. But the documentary I wanted to talk to you about is called The Staircase. Have you heard about that? This dude is an author, right? And his wife's found dead, and she fell down the stairs and died.
Of course she did.
Right?
Yeah.
And this guy's like in his late 50s when this happens. And he's got 2 grown-up daughters. His wife falls down the stairs and dies. And you look at the pictures of the accidental death, and there's like blood squirts all over the walls down the staircase. And you're like, yeah, she really fucking fell down each step, fucking he just... Anyway, so everybody's like, okay, this guy's full of shit. They start doing an investigation into it, blah, 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 blah. Turns out, in Germany, 20 years before, a girl that was romantically linked to him also fell downstairs and died 20 years before.
Huh.
So they're putting all this stuff together, and they realize, like, this guy's probably a murdering piece of shit. And then they dig in some more, and the most humiliating shit I've ever seen on anything happens. So it turns out he'd been, like, sexting with this fucking Mexican guy, because it turns out he's gay.
Okay.
Or bi or whatever. And the daughters don't know about it. So they're in the courtroom, and the prosecution starts reading this text in front of his kids, and the camera zoom in on his kids' faces as it's like, and your dad said, I want that thick Mexican cock down my throat. And it shows the kids' faces. Dude, it's the most fucking hilarious shit. They're just horrified. And the dad's like, yeah, that's my text. Like, looking down. And it's just super descriptive, gayest text ever. Just like,
Muy Hoto.
Dude. Yeah, it's that. Dude, it's the most painfully awkward thing. And then as soon as that day of the trial ends, the daughters leave the courtroom.
But my thing is...
And the reporters rush them. They're like, so what do you think about your dad fucking sending those text messages? And they're just like...
But my thing is, the reaction... Why would the reaction to that be that animated when they just found out that their father probably killed their mother?
Well, because the trial been going on for so long already. Like, that's old news. The murder, you know what I mean? Like, the trial's happening, 8-9 months later?
I would just think they would have written him off by then, as far as like...
Well, because they're like, no, she fell. We love her dad. Like, they were the biggest defenders of their dad. And they're like, he has no secrets. Why would he do this? There's no motive at all. And then they're like, shove that fat brown cock down my throat until it comes out my butthole. And then it shows their faces, and then they're just like, we don't know what we've been betrayed, That
was the turning point.
And so it turns out like they still have no confession from the guy. There's all these people trying to defend him. He's a gross piece of shit. He absolutely killed that woman.
Yeah.
Or both of them probably, but the biggest theory is that the wife found the text.
Oh.
Between him and that dude, and he was like,
you probably have to kill her then.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you want to take away my children and my empire from my one book that I wrote in 1973 that finally got big in 89? Yeah. You want to fucking do that? And just drug her face down the... just... Dude, there's so much... Like, it's like 12 steps. There's blood on the ceiling and shit.
Damn.
And they were like, it looks like he took a hammer and just beat her head in. And he's like, no, she absolutely fell down the stairs. And I was just partying by the pool by myself with my Walkman on. I didn't hear her screaming that she fell down the stairs. They were like, oh, how long were you out there by the pool jamming? He was like, 8 hours. Come on, man. Have you ever spent 8 hours by the pool?
I was listening to the entire Pink Floyd collection discography.
And I was just pissing my pants. You know what I mean? Like, or he's just sitting there, he's just laying there listening, and he just pisses in the pool from the like lawn chair, just
doesn't even hop in the pool.
No, just not even getting up. Because then if he got up, he would see, because this badass house, he would have saw through the windows. The staircase is right there. So they're like, dude, there's no way. The window's right there. They had these guys come out, these scientists, and like measure sound and stuff. And they're like, well, if he was out there, he wouldn't have heard her. So they corroborated that. But he fucking... He beat the fuck out of her, and he was like, I'm going to stay. Me and Ricardo are going to run away from here, but you're not going to run away for shit, you know? But that leads me to my main question today, which is, I really want to know your take on this. I have my feelings, but I want to know what yours are. Are people born good or evil?
I think everybody's born good.
That's how I think. I to tell you the truth, I did not expect that from you.
Really?
Mm-mm. You're such a fucking pessimist on shit. I expected you to be like, oh no, they're born evil.
I think you
become good.
Yeah, I think you start with a clean slate, you know?
You think so?
Yeah.
I think most children are a product of their environment, right?
Yeah.
And
what? So is this a nature versus nurture argument?
No, I'm just literally just curious because you're such a negative Nancy all the time that I was like, I believe people are born good because how could you not be? There's literally, you learn from your environment, like you learn from what you see.
Well, I think
there's genetic memory and stuff too, but
I think there's that inherent goodness in everybody. You know what I mean? That has to be tainted. You know what I mean? To get to that dickhead level, like.
What was your first tainted memory? Like, what was the first bad thing you ever did? Do you remember? Everybody remembers the first bad thing they did.
No.
You don't remember? I pushed my brother out the window.
I mean, I think I broke a lot of shit just fucking with it.
But you weren't like trying to break stuff, right?
Well, my parents gave me like my stepdad's old TV when we moved in or something, this big ass massive tube TV. And
did you end up setting another TV on top of it?
It very well could have
at some point.
But there was a hole on the bottom of the console, and I didn't know what it was for. And I got like a fucking clothes hanger and undid it, and I shoved it in that hole. And the TV goes.
You just like stabbed the transformer. Dude, you could have died.
Yeah.
Especially those old ass TVs with the rectifier.
It made a big old hum and pop. And I waited a couple days, and then I went to my parents. I'm like, hey, TV's not working. What the?
This is weird, man.
I'm like, it's old. You know, it could have just,
went out. So anyway, you should buy me a new TV.
I'm going to need a new TV.
That was your TV in your room?
Yeah. Big
old console fucking tube TV.
And then they went to Sears and bought a couple of, I think, 27-inch TVs. Kind of a big deal. Put it on the Sears card.
Dude, do you remember? I remember having my first 32-inch TV, and it was king shit. Like, in my room, I had a 32-inch TV, and people come over and go, holy shit, dude. I'd be like, yeah, I made it. This PS1 looked no better on any other television, okay?
That is a big deal.
It was fucking sweet. But that was your first bad deed, was poking that?
No, I've done tons of horrible shit. That's just the first one that came to mind.
Well, that was the first one that you felt something about, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I should have felt more about,
some of the other stuff you did?
No, I should have felt, because I didn't. I just did it, and then I was like, TV's broke.
Yeah, you just, not only did you break it, then you went and lied to your parents, got your way, and never came clean about it. Did you ever tell them?
No. Oh, well, too late now. I don't live with you.
Your mom busting like, you motherfucker.
You know how many minimum payments we had to make on that Sears credit card to pay off that 27-inch TV?
On that Sears charge card, dude. I love when old people at my previous job, when really old people will come out and be like, I'd be like, all right, you want to do credit or debit? And they'd be like, I can do cash or I can do the charge. I'm like,
do you got the?
Yeah. Like, it's not the charge, man. It's a fucking credit card, not the charge. Knuckle buster, dude. Those things suck.
Can't you do the thing like they used to do with fossils,
The carbon copy?
Get the paper and you got a pencil, you can just scrape across her.
I used to think that shit was so cool. Like, watching my mom make a purchase at Dillard's, see them do that shit, I was like, man, that's so fucking cool. I can't wait to. Because, do you remember those, like, I had a G.I. Joe coloring book.
Okay.
Some of them had, like, transparent, like, paper that went over the coloring book. Did you ever see that? So the coloring book would have...
Oh, the plastic
It'd be like that wrapping paper that comes in that you put in like gift bags.
Okay.
That like kind of matte finish paper, but it would be over a page in the coloring book, and there'd only be like 5 of these. And you'd rub your pencil. You'd rub your pencil on it, and it would do a hidden image that overlaid over the coloring book. So when you colored it and you did that that fucking carbon copy thing over it, it'd make this really badass picture.
Never saw that.
They're fucking oh dude, those are the coolest. Anyway, I always wanted to do the knuckle buster and the credit card thing because that coloring book, I thought it was just another version of that. Turns out it's not. It's just a financial nightmare and minimum payments and all that contributed to the massive debt this country is now in, and there we go. The first bad thing I ever did, my brother and I were playing.
Hey, what was the first bad thing you ever did?
Yeah, one day we'll get there. We were little kids. My brother is a little over a year younger than me. I did not want him around. When I found out he was being born,
don't want it.
Nope. Don't want it. I love my brother very much, but back then, I was the only child. I was getting all the love. There's not enough love in this family. Okay? He's born.
Somebody's got to go.
Not really into it, And they wouldn't leave me alone with him much. And I wouldn't fuck with him, but I just didn't want him there.
Yeah.
And then finally, whenever he started walking, they'd like put us in our room to play. And we grew up in a trailer. And we had our bedroom, which was shared. It was at the very front of the trailer. So like if you pulled into the driveway, 4 feet off the ground is the windows for our bedroom. So what happened was I opened that window and I told him to like, hey, come over here and play with these toys. And just fucking pushed him out the window.
What?
And he like landed on the car that was parked underneath the trailer,
Uh-huh.
And then I just shut the window. And he was out there for a while.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I just fucking shut the window, went back to playing. Didn't even tell my mom nothing. So he walked up to he figured out his way up to the porch and like rang the doorbell a bunch. And my mom came out and found him and was like, what the fuck? And I was just like, he fell out the window, man. Like, with my cars, just like, don't know what you want. I was literally like 2.5. I was like, don't know what you want from me. Fuck him. Oh, he found his way back. I guess he can stay. So awesome, dude.
Don't know what you want from me.
I was like, I'm fucking almost 3.
Excuse me, playing here.
Yeah, still shit my pants. Which, by the way, you need to clean this fucking bad boy up. You gave me peas and carrots, and you got quite a mess on your hands. So you can fucking let him in the house or clean up my doo-doo, whatever. I was so over it, dude. I didn't want him around. And I was talking to my wife about that. You have a younger brother, but he's way younger than you.
Yeah,
like about 9 years or something like that.
Yeah, 8 years.
8 years. Yeah, that's a big gap.
Mm-hmm.
That's how my wife is.
Oh, really?
With her sister, it's not that many years. It's 6 years, I think.
Oh,
but it's still me and my brother are a little over a year. I think it's 14 months. Man, my dad was fucking
getting it.
He was like, "All right, do you have that boy?
Take my other son.
You cleaned up? All right, we're getting down again. Okay. Yeah. Randy wants his penis played with." Anyway, so so gross. He had a fucking mullet from hell too. I can't believe my mom slept with him. So my wife and her little sister are 6 years apart, and you had no feelings about Taylor, your brother, right? Uh-huh. Did you have any feelings about him being born whenever you found out?
No, I don't. Well, I'm sure my parents would say I did, but I don't.
You didn't really care, right?
Yeah. Because
y'all are that's so far apart where you're like, whatever. I got my own shit going on.
Yeah.
I don't care. My wife apparently wasn't very happy about having a little sister. And what I could sum it up in every picture I saw of them being young growing up. Every picture is her little sister being like, yay. And then my wife doing this.
Not having it.
Fucking. I can't even do it. I can't pout that hard. So great. So I was going to ask you, did your kids run into that? Did your older kid run into that like jealousy phase where she would fuck up your younger kid?
We did have that, but she's so about that spotlight, and he's so anti-spotlight to where she just always outshined him, and he's fine just being dull. You know what I mean? You okay?
I just imagine Todd from the Wedding Crashers just paint. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking in the attic painting, and everybody's just like, "Oh, shut the fuck up, Todd," you know. And he's just like, "Okay," you know. Like, I just imagine your son. Your son's not that at all. He's a good kid, and
no, but you know,
I know what you mean though, because whenever I come over to your house, she'll come out immediately and be like, "Hey, look what I can do."
Yeah.
Just come look at this fucking backflip on this trampoline.
Yeah.
Don't do your little podcast. Nobody watches that anyway.
Right.
Or listens to it. You're going to come watch me do 3 backflips. And then I have to go to your son's room and knock on the door and go, "Hey, man, I'm here. How you doing?" And he's like,
and
cool. Playing on a Switch instead of the Xbox.
IDC.
Yeah, dude, literally, I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, he could give a fuck if I exist.
They've both, the way they are is how they've always been. Like, as soon as my daughter was able to convey, you know, physically or verbally what she's trying to say, she's always been on her own as far as, like, she doesn't want any help, but she wants you to acknowledge that she is doing it on her own. You know what I mean? And my son just, he's never really, like, we used to record him, you know, moving or, you know, doing something. We're like, "Do this thing." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "No, watch me do the thing. I've got the thing down." You know what I mean? And he's like, "Okay, I was going to do
How
the
many
thing,
years apart are they? So 4?
Year and a half.
I thought they were I thought it was way further than that. Maybe I'm thinking of Bearded
Or
Ones.
it might be 2.5.
I thought it was more 3 or 4, yeah.
No, it's not that for sure. I think it's because my daughter wasn't 1 whenever my wife got pregnant with my son. Yeah, so under 2 years.
I thought they were further apart than
No,
that.
because they're only 1 grade apart too.
Okay, that makes sense more for the rivalries and the fighting. Because usually once there's like a few years spaced out, like more than 3 or 4, that's when you usually don't get much rivalry or care, except for when you talk about my wife's position, where she just wanted nothing to do but kill her little sister for the first couple of years.
Well, I mean, I almost killed my brother a lot, but that's just because he was my human punching bag. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
Every time I came over to your house, you would just fucking, "All right, come over here, buddy. We're doing wrestling moves," and you just fucking power bomb him right on his neck. You fucked him up once real bad, and I had to go home.
Did you? Or did I? Yeah.
Yeah, your mom was pissed because we were doing wrestling moves in the living room on like was it a beanbag?
I power bombed him on the arm of a chair. Of a couch chair or whatever, and he just fucking went to Christ mode.
He did. He T-posed. You fucking factory reset your little brother, dude. You did. You hit his neck right on the arm as he was going down, and he just. That's the night, dude. That's when your mom made me fucking go. That's when your mom drove.
I fucked him up good, dude.
Dude, she drove me, and you were in the car. She was driving me home, and she was just like, "Not today." Just talking to herself, like, "Not today." Going home, not cooking dinner, not letting that TV come on, not rewarding this behavior.
Yeah,
taking his friend home. Don't even know if his mom's home.
Dude, when did she become like a sassy black lady?
That day when you powerbombed her youngest baby and almost paralyzed him. Dude, and then your mom took me home, and my mom wasn't home, and I got out of the car, and then y'all just drove off.
No.
Yeah. My mom, I had to wait like 15 minutes for my mom to get home from work.
Really?
Totally by myself. Your mom I've seen your mom do it twice at a 14 out of 10. So angry at you. The other time was whenever on the boat we were making fun of the scare. But yeah, I just sat outside on my porch in a trailer park I was like 11 though. It wasn't that bad.
Uh-oh.
But it was 10 minutes. Who cares? But anyway, your mom was so fucking like hyping herself up. She was like, "Not today. Fucking with the wrong one."
Like, I am not the one.
Yeah, I am not the one. I'm going to get Whataburger. You are not. You're going home, going to bed. No dinner. My baby boy, all the chicken nuggets.
Better recognize.
Yeah. Fucking, oh my God, dude. That was, my mom was like, "What are you doing home?" I was like, "Cody hurt his little brother real bad." And then she was like, "Is he in the hospital? What's going on?" I was like, "No, he just cried a lot."
Yeah.
She was like, "What?"
Nothing some chicken nuggets won't
Yeah, I'm about to say, just fucking, isn't that the ultimate little kid bribe? If some bad shit goes down, you just go 6-piece and just throw it at them, and that's it. I'm not a parent, But from the parenting I have seen, it seems like the ultimate Hail Mary is the 6-piece from McDonald's.
Yeah, chicken nuggets can get you out of a jam for sure.
Do they know the difference between like Tyson on the fucking in the oven or McDonald's? Besides, obviously, the packaging.
Yeah, you're really not a parent.
No,
they don't fuck with that.
Only McDonald's.
No, if you play it off as it's that caliber of chicken nugget, and you try to toss some Tysons at them,
not happening.
No. Now, if you let them know up front, like, hey, this is some
store shit.
This is not some McDonald's type shit. And they're like, what are you having for dinner? It's like, well, we're having beef stroganoff. Okay, well, I'll do the Tyson. But if you're trying to get out of a jam, like if they're pissed or you did something to make them mad or whatever, and you give them that, they're like, this ain't no McDonald's. The caliber of chicken equates to the severity of the situation you're in.
I just imagine them going, like, you even have the leftover box from the last time y'all ate McDonald's. Like, instead of throwing it away, you put it on top of the fridge or something, and you just put the Tyson nuggets in that, and you serve it to them. They're like, fucking read the wrong one. All of a sudden, they're your mom driving the fucking expedition.
You know, our parents did that to us when we were younger. The kid down the street, his parents brought us some Burger King chicken nugget boxes, and they're like, "Hey, there's some chicken nuggets." And we're like,
"Wait a second!
We're like, these are chicken strips." They're like, "Okay, well, yeah, I'm sorry. It's chicken strips from Burger King," and we're like, "There's a lot of actuation to these chicken strips." You know what I mean?
A little bit more processing than normal.
Yeah, they're like, "No, just try them. They're good." And you know, you eat a couple of them, they're like, "Yeah, they're not bad." And then like you get past some of the breading on one of the strips, and you start seeing like green specks, and they fucking tried passing off frog legs. As chicken strips to us. Yeah, and we fucking that's a lot to come back from. The trust is broken.
Oh, it's forever. Quite a bit, forever. Dude. They go to your graduation, they give you a check for like $5,000, and you're like, "Thanks for the check, neighbors down the street." This thing ain't gonna cash. It's gonna bounce like a motherfucker. Right? You served me goddamn frog legs disguised as Burger King.
And all the parents were having a good laugh, like, you ate frog legs. It's like, I'm gonna burn down your house in 6 years. Yeah.
I know you killed your wife, your first one, fuckface, John Westbrook. So my mom did that to me with fish, catfish.
Oh,
because I love chicken strips. I was a picky eater. We talked about this. Yeah. I only ate chicken strips and pizza and like nachos. That's it. And we were at a fish fry, and she was like, "Hey, they know you didn't like fish, so we did some chicken for you too. Here you go." Gave me a plate. I sit down and I eat like 2 pieces. And her and
because decent catfish doesn't really taste like anything.
No, and yeah, so I was totally all in. I mean, you know, the texture's way different, but the general taste is not that different from a chicken if it's done right? So I'm sitting there, I'm eating it, and then I see my mom, my dad, 2 of the neighbors, my uncle, my aunt, this whole troop. No, they roll up on me.
Oh,
they're all in on it, and they all roll up on me. I'm literally like 7 years old. I'm sitting there eating it. They roll up on me. They fucking... Dude, not only did they plan this out, when they fucking rolled up on me, they rolled up on me like you were leaving work, dude. They were fucking... Gonna get this little pussy boy. He's picky eater. We're gonna get him. It's not really chicken. It's catfish. They fucking roll up on me, dude. They're like, "How's that chicken?" Like, "It's great."
It's great. It's the best chicken I ever had.
I like this Old Bay you put on there. Should have known. First clue.
Right.
I'm like, "I like this. This is good." My mom's like, "Oh, yeah, you really like that chicken?"
The mayonnaise you gave me is a little sour, though.
Dude, right? She's like, "Does that taste good in barbecue sauce? It's a little weird for that kind of chicken." I was like, "What kind of chicken are you talking about?" She's like, "That chicken is spelled CATFISH." Everybody lose their shit. Everybody's laughing. I'm like, "That chicken spelled cat," you know, and they see it like the gears turn and me realize I'm eating fish. I go, and I spit and I start gagging, because if you're a picky eater as a kid and you get something you don't want, you're poisoned.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's the end of your, you're fucking, you're Joffrey in Game of Thrones. You just fucking, just the academy goes to fucking dude. I'm fucking standing there, dry heaving, whole party, good block party in Shady Shores. Probably like 50 adults.
Yeah.
30 of them. Doing the fucking Nelson, dude. They're all pointing and laughing at me.
They don't even.
He finally ate fish. I'm fucking. Oh.
Neighbors down the street, you got them with that catfish bamboozle, didn't you?
Like they're hanging up their laundry on the clothesline, and they're like, "Oh, did you get them with the catfish? It works every time, don't it? I told you, Donna."
Oh, Terrence, it looks like that locker boy got up in that catfish bamboozle.
Yeah, he got that bad. Well, that's how you sort the pussies from men. Clearly, he's a pussy. A year later, pussy back bullshit, dude.
Oh, no.
That's what caused it. Chicken bamboozle. The catfish chicken bamboozle.
Oh, my God.
Broke me. Spiritually, mentally, physically. Never forgive my mom for it. Anyway, have you ever had your parents do that shit to you? Blatantly lie to you? Trap you in something? I'm totally good with it. I don't hold any grudges at all.
No.
You're like, I wasn't a pussy when it came to food.
Well, no, I was fairly picky, but not as picky as you. But we weren't real happy about the frog leg situation.
That's a big one, dude. I think I'd be even more upset about frog legs than catfish. Because I see from start to finish. I know how the sausage is made when it comes to the catfish.
Yeah. Frog
legs is kind of a gross business. And, I've had frog legs. They actually taste fine. It's like chicken.
But at that age, it's...
And are we even supposed to eat reptiles? Like...
I don't know.
Have you remember that turtle soup? Did you eat that with me in New Orleans?
Yeah, when we went to the brunch?
Yeah. It's all, like, slimy. You know what I mean? Like, I've had alligator. I've had frog legs. I've had turtle. And it's all kind of like... It's going to be gamey because, obviously it's an animal that's actually in the wild and all that. But they all have this like filmy oiliness, especially the turtle though. It was just stringy and gross.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean it's going to be an animal in the wild?
Like the gaminess of it, like.
You think they're just snatching up alligators and serving them at Frilly's Bar and
No,
Grill?
No, not those alligators, not the ones that actually come from like the farm, like razzoos and stuff. I'm talking about the fucking weird alligator I had in New Orleans on a po' boy from like a shack. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're buying their alligator from Cisco Foods. Maybe they are.
What a slap in the face if that were the case. Because it's cheaper.
Dude, we watch Hell's Kitchen, all the Gordon Ramsay shows, and anytime they go to New Orleans, the first thing they do is slam they go into the kitchen and they open up the freezer and they're like,
Not
you
authentic.
motherfuckers. They're like, you're in New Orleans and you're selling fucking
frozen shrimp,
frozen oysters from Cisco that like were imported from fucking Indonesia or some shit. Like, yeah, like that's the number one crime. All those.
Yep.
I miss New Orleans. Do you remember when we went? What a good time. Australian Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
I still have pictures.
I got a picture of Australian Paul Rudd.
We went on we got to wrap this up, but I'll tell the story real quick. Went to New Orleans together. It was our first, it was my first trip with you. I never went to the river. You got a note?
No.
Okay.
You also never went to Austin with us.
No, I never did. I went with you later on to see Sturgill, but.
Yeah. Oh, next time, remind me, I've got another, I was looking at my notes, another absolutely disgusting thing I've done before. Go ahead.
I need to think of some fucking gross shit I've done before. I'm going to try to hang with you. Okay, what we were talking about. Do you remember that boat ride we went on in New Orleans?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
I'm just going to say this right now. We got ripped off.
Why?
While it was a good experience looking at the crocodiles in the swamp on the fucking boat.
Alligator, sir. There's no crocodiles.
Alligator, whatever. Yeah, it's not Egypt. Sorry. Alligator. Man, whatever. We went on this fucking alligator watching boat ride thing. And I thought it was going to be maybe an hour. Do you remember how much of the day that consumed?
Well, I think time goes by a lot slower when the humidity gets up to like 110.
Dude, So we went, and it was August.
Of sweat that travels down your ball sack into your actual butthole. Like a line of ants just entering your butt.
We were so blown out. Like 30 minutes into that boat ride, and me and you were both like moving our legs wider so our balls aren't sticking to our leg. Like every guy on the boat, there's like 40 people on this boat, and every dude in the boat is like spreading their legs and like trying to get their balls unstuck.
It was swampy, dude.
And you the whole time, the same thing every 5 minutes. Getting pretty swampy in there. Getting pretty swampy. And there was like those weird houses. Do you remember those houses on the banks?
Oh, yeah.
Where they had like fish cleaning stations and then like meth labs?
Yeah, and then that one, the guide was like, oh, that's old Bill. He retired from whatever, and he lives there now. Like, he's got a little shack on the river. It flooded a couple years ago, and he done rebuilt it.
And it wasn't even like a house. It was like
a
plywood fucking shanty, dude. Yes, I remember that. It was, and then I swear to God, our guide got us lost because we just started going down this like creek pretty much, and there was just power lines everywhere. And he was like, "Oh yeah, this part, we gotta go left here and go around. This part's kind of weird." And it took like an hour to get out of that fucking shithole.
Yeah, and while he was lost, he didn't really talk. You know,
yeah, no, totally. He was like,
got nothing to say.
He's like, there's the highway. This is fucked up. There's like big gulp cups in the water. And they was like, throw marshmallows out. Maybe a fucking crocodile. Well, I don't know, fucking whatever.
And then you start hearing the fucking drums.
Dude, imagine doing that. So the reeds are like 6 feet tall in most spots out there. The swamp is the swamp. It's creepy as fuck. There's some voodoo going on out there.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine doing that when it wasn't noon. So we went. Oh. It was like the brightest of day.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that in the late night.
Well, I think the tour said it's like starts at sunup or some shit like that.
Yeah, we did have to be there. Dude, we had to be there super early. Mm-hmm. It took like our whole day of our 4 days out in New Orleans.
Yeah.
One whole day was waking up early, going to the swamp ass tour, taking the swamp ass tour the whole day, coming back, napping because of how much sweat our fucking bodies went through.
Yeah.
And then I think we just went up to the pool on the roof.
The rooftop. Yeah.
And then we went and drank. Do you remember the fucking
the mixed drinks?
We had this bar across the street from our hotel, and if you got this one drink, it came with a toy shark. So we had all those toy sharks for your kids and shit.
Toy whales and shit.
Dude, it was so good. Do you like New Orleans?
Yeah, it was fun.
We need to do it.
It's just so far away.
So the second time I went with my wife when I proposed to her.
Flying is better.
We flew out there. It was like an hour flight, like getting on and getting off, you know. And I think the tickets were $90 a piece. Is that you?
Is that me or is that you?
I don't have my shit's on silent, man.
My shit should be not vibrating.
Yeah. We got nothing.
Anyways.
We really need to go again.
Yeah.
It wasn't that expensive.
I think it'd be fun to go with your brother.
Well, yeah. We have to make it up to him after we fucking talked all that shit about him crying and being a pussy today.
I ain't making shit up to him. I'm just saying it would be fun to go with him. I ain't fucking throwing him no bones or nothing.
Listeners out there and viewers, now that we have that going on, if you have any suggestions for a really good trip in New Orleans, if you've been out there and have some cool places to share with us, please do. I just fucking miss it, man. I really want to go out there. The food.
I don't want to go out there in the dead of summer or something like that. Dude.
We went in April. It was perfect. It was a little chilly, not bad. Have you ever had char-grilled oysters?
No, you told me they were good.
Fucking the Airbnb we were staying at, the people were like, yeah, you need to go to this place. Not Fritz's, I think. That's the big famous one, but it's right across the street. We're like, go there, get the char-grilled oysters. You'll never have anything else. You'll never try oysters another way. And we're like, whatever. When we went and got an oyster platter and got a separate thing of char-grilled oysters.
So good.
I pulled my wiener out at the table, and I thought everybody was going to freak out, but then I looked around, all the other dudes had theirs out, and we're like, God, these char-grilled oysters are so good. And everybody's wives were just cool with it. They were just like, we agree. We'd be...
You got the char-grilled oysters, didn't you?
Yeah, we know. We see you. It's going to be a little salty tonight, but it's okay. Sorry.
Oh, Did you take the swamp tour as well?
Oh man! All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us this week. You got anything else to add?
No.
Listeners, viewers, everybody in between, all you quasi semis out there. Semi-friendlycast@gmail.com. You can also find us at semi_friendly_podcast on Instagram. Facebook is very simple. It's just the Semi-Friendly Podcast, just like you found on this feed, either via YouTube or Spotify or any other podcast platform. But anyway, send us some stuff. If you get any recommendations for New Orleans trips, let us know. We're going to plan on a trip pretty soon. We're going to film it, but we still need to go to Trader's Village first.
Oh, we do.
Fucking gypsies. You got anything to add?
No.
Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Dude, come on.
Did I blow out the levels?
Fucking just burping in people's ears. Somebody could crash their car listening to your burp.
Luckily, nobody really listens to us, so.
Straight.
Oh, man. I didn't have the fucking...
Walk straight.
I need to learn how to fucking do that, man. Until next time.
Walk straight.